when I see the trajectory of lives of people, actual trajectory of people who are meditating. For example, my classmates. I started meditation while I was in third year of pharmacy in Ahmedabad. Started in 1976. Some of my friends, my classmates, and my juniors and my seniors and professors, they all started. Right? And when you see those who continued meditation and those who don't meditate at all, when you see their position today and those who don't meditate or didn't meditate, their lifestyle, some of them are very successful, those who didn't meditate also. But when you see their children, then you say, oh, I wish I was also meditating. They'll regret, why did I do this? Now I have this idiot in my life. They regret it so much. They can't do anything because your lifestyle was not in sync from the day one, and you have brought in another soul in your life. You can't manage that person. It can be disastrous. So, if somebody wants to really harmonize family life, even before soul enters your life, another child in your life, one has to meditate before that, because the field that you create as father and mother, that attracts the soul that matches that field. If at the moment of conception the couple is huffing and puffing and mating like in tamasic way, then the field that is created also attracts a soul of that caliber, of that resonance. And if you are being together with reverence, with love, respect for each other, then the soul one attracts is of a different caliber altogether. So I highly recommend couples, especially before even marriage, start meditation, so that you are creating a field. Afterward, it's too late. Because meditation creates a kind of attitude. It creates an environment inside. Wherever you go, you carry that field with you. You know, I stayed in New York almost for 30 years doing pharmacy business. And main topic in earlier days, in 80s, since we were newly married then, so we'll talk about where to have children conceived. So they go to India for honeymoon or stay put in the US or go to Europe. This debate was always there, that having a soul, invited in the Indian environment will be better perhaps. This was the conception we had in mind. But many years later, in 2000 or so, I asked my Guruji, what is the real truth? The place of conception, time of conception, place of birth or time of birth, this astrology part of it. He said, none of this. And that came as a shock to me. Then I asked him, what if place is not important, time is not important, then what is important? He said, at the moment of conception, what determines is the attitude of couple. But when I asked him, okay, how do you explain attitude? What sort of attitude one should have? So he said it was a story from Mahabharata. Pandu, Dhritarashtra and Vidur. Right? The first queen who closed her eyes, the child that was born was Dhritarashtra, blind. Second, the queen whose blood circulation stopped because of that shock of looking at him was Pandu. Skin color was without any pigments. Maid. She feels so reverential And the child that was born or conceived was Vidur, one of the wisest of the lot in our history. So that clarifies a lot that what sort of an attitude both carries. That's why it should not be one-sided. So the training should go much before, not for conception, but the overall personality of a child. We should start designing at the very moment of conception. And then as the child unfolds, his life unfolds in front of us, we can inculcate many other values in them. And when they grow to be an adult and marries also, they will also have a similar attitude. So the journey, spiritual journey, of course we can start at any time. But the best time to start is at the moment of conception. And parents can decide it. How to decide that this moment of conception will be the best for the incoming soul. We don't know whether this meeting will result in conception at all. But we can make a prayerful sankalpa that whenever I meet my spouse, God, please help me. That's all. Have that attitude. And both has to have such a resonance between each other. And if they can meditate and then meet, it's even better. It takes us to a next level, actually. It is not profane, if I may mention here, that even if you sleep together, you may not act trying to make children, but even sleeping together, hold hand, breathe together, inhale together, exhale together, and you see what becomes of your relationship. It changes the environment absolutely once and for all. And this is what I have mentioned in our book, The Wisdom Bridge. How we can pass on this wisdom to our children and grandchildren.